until she was sobbing in pleasure. Screw her.
I can't breathe. I'm so scared. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, okay. Oh my god. Today is the start of probably a very long vlog. I'm going to start reading Crescent City. For context, I have read ACOTAR. I think I read it in like 2021. I read Throne of Glass last year. I liked Throne of Glass better than ACOTAR. Now I've been saving this for so long. I got it for Christmas last year. I've been saving this honestly because I didn't want to wait a super long time before Crescent City 3, which I feel like a lot of people are actually doing. So this vlog is going to be a combination of 1 through 3. Today is January 18th. Initial thoughts before we get started. I feel like the modern elements of this are gonna throw me off a little bit. I'm so used to Throne of Glass and ACOTAR being very fantasy heavy, and like obviously this is also fantasy because it's an urban fantasy. I feel like it's gonna throw me off a little bit that they're gonna, I think they have like phones and guns, and I think that's gonna really throw me off. The fact that it's adult is not that weird considering Throne of Glass and ACOTAR eventually became adult. I feel like Hunt kind of gives me the same vibes as Castile from Blood and Ash, which I don't like from Blood and Ash, so that's like my initial thoughts of Hunt. I think I'm gonna like Bryce more than Feyre, but not as much as Aelin. I think that Rune kind of gives me Adian vibes, but I think I'm gonna really like Rune. I'm a little bit nervous to crack into this because I'm no stranger to big books, but for some reason, this just scares me a little bit. It's just a little intimidating, especially because I've heard that the first like chunk of this book is just world building. Let's get started. I'm gonna get a little drinky drink and a highlighter. I'm gonna make a cup of tea, which I don't actually normally do. I haven't even liked tea until like very recently. And now every time I'm sitting down to read, I'm like, I need a tea. Cute.
Should be 4 games in a row.
One thing to know about me is that I pretty much always have to get the audiobook as well as getting the physical copy. A lot of times I don't get both, like buy both. A lot of times I'll either get the book from the library or in the audiobook from Libby, which if you guys don't use Libby, you definitely should. It is such a good resource for free audiobooks. In this case, Libby doesn't have Crescent City, the library doesn't have Crescent City, so I'm using my Audible credit to get the Crescent City audiobook right now. Starting the download process. The reason I do this is just because I'm very obsessive, and whatever I'm into it 100%. So whenever I'm at home or like somewhere sedentary, I'll be reading the book, the physical copy, and then whenever I'm in the car or going on a walk, which I go on a walk every day, I can listen to the book. Not only does it help me kind of get through books, not fast, but faster than I would if I didn't do that, it also kind of keeps me really engaged in the story until I finish it. And that's probably the reason why I get so obsessed with books and I'm just like so locked in, is probably because I don't give myself any breaks. I haven't really read a book with this much world building in a while, so I actually might listen to it while I read the first part of this book. I've already read the first chapter and a half, and it's not confusing, it's just like kind of a lot compared to the last book I read. I'm kind of doing good so far. Little update, I'm kind of feeling tired tonight. I don't know why. Right now I just got done with chapter 3. The urban fantasy part isn't as weird as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's definitely a little bit weird because I've been reading like straight up fantasy for months, so to have any phones involved, I'm like, what? I really think I'm gonna like Bryce and Danica's relationship. It just seems so cute so far. I'm really excited to meet Rune. I just know I'm gonna like Rune. So I'll probably read like a couple more chapters before I go to bed, but I will come back tomorrow and update you guys. I probably won't update until I have like a good chunk more done with it. I'm really excited.
One day, that lecherous old creep will actually make you do
I'm back home now. I have 2 bones to pick. Number 1, how the heck did I not know what was going to happen in the first 100 pages? Everybody has said that it's like very much world building, I had no idea that I was gonna cry in the first 100 pages. And this is gonna be a spoiler-free vlog. I was literally like in my car listening to the audiobook and I was like sobbing my eyes out. Well kept secret, I guess. After I got done with that part, I was like freaking out and I texted my friend who's read this before. I was like, what? Am I gonna like this book or am I not? Second of all, Rune Dannon. Hello. For some reason before I started this, a long time ago, I thought that Rune was Bryce's other love interest, but now I feel weird even saying that because it's her brother. I am absolutely obsessed with him. Hunt, I'm like, okay. Rune, yeah, Rune's gonna be the one that I like from this book. Bryce, I absolutely adore. I think right now she's already falling above Feyre for me. Yeah, I really like it so far. Right now I'm like 200 pages in, I think. Also, welcome to my bookshelf. Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna try to get a good chunk of this read tonight. I've been kind of doing the audiobook also. Today is January 20th? Today is January 21st. Release day is not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Also, guys, welcome to my little reading nook. This is my husband's office, but it doubles as my library. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I have things set up. Obviously, Hunger Games, Cruel Prince, these are like my romance. Isn't this so funny? Like, I literally own no contemporary romance. There's all my contemporary romance right there. Today is January 23rd. Actually, I just got my lashes done, so that's why I look different all of a sudden. Okay, I'm on page 438. I'm freaking out a little bit. At first, I didn't like Hunt that much. Not that I didn't like him, I was just kind of like not really sure about him. But now I'm like, every time that they like have a little interaction, I'm like, I knew you'd send a babysitter. Hunt moved before he could think, gripping her elbow. She peered up into his face. Is this the part where you start yelling? Her throat bobbed, her eyes glowing with fire. Maybe. Love Bryce. Love Rune. Starting to warm up to Hunt. Right now, like, Ethan is making me very mad. I'm about to fight Ethan. Sabine, I'll fight her too. That's pretty much it. As much as like I'm excited and I know I'm gonna finish them and I'm gonna get to read the third, I really don't want to like rush the series that much because I know with every single one of Sarah J Maas's series, like I just enjoy them so much. I like to kind of digest them and fully take them in rather than just like kind of speed reading. Look at him. Hello. I'm on my last break of the day, so I'm actually gonna read some right now. I'm probably not gonna get that much done, but I read on my other break. Let's see how much we can get through.
Breath began to cloud the air as a humanoid male appeared, with dark power that until she was sobbing in pleasure. Screw. He seemed to be shaking now, as if only a tether of pure will kept him in place, as if he'd seen the same burning image and was just waiting for her nod.
Hey guys, it is January 25th. I probably have like 150 pages left. I'm nervous. I am nervous. I'm nervous. Where I just left off, again, without spoiling this, I'm at a part where there is a betrayal. I just don't know how this person can come back from that in my head. I'm reading this and I'm literally like, I don't know how this person's gonna come back for me. Even though I obviously know that they do, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like that TikTok sound that's like, I'm feeling depressed. It's time to cope in a healthy way. I'm gonna listen to this audiobook, go to my favorite coffee shop. I've just been feeling really off today. I just need to do things that cheer me up. Also, it's so rainy and you could probably hear it. And I'll keep you guys updated. I'm nervous.
The epaulets, the greaves and vambraces.
All right, there it is over there. I have to go through some rain. This better not end poorly. I will riot. Obviously not a spoiler, I don't think, because I'm not going to say too much. Let the world know that my first act of freedom was to help my friends. I can't breathe. Sarah, with the last 200 pages, you gotta chill. This is too intense for me. Oh my gosh. My friends are with me and I will not be afraid. floored. Oh my god. I am a shell of the woman that I was before reading Crescent City. It is January 26th. I'm starting House of Sky and Breath today. I think I'm already kind of like maybe like a chapter in because I've been listening to it while I get ready today. I'm going over to my hometown that I grew up in. It's like an hour and a half away. So I'll have a lot of time to listen to this in the car. It's officially 4 days from release of House of Flame and Shadow. Hoping to read like 200 pages per day, which is kind of a lot, but I feel like I can do it because I got through the last one like in 5 or so days. So I just have to be a little bit faster, but I think I can do it. House of Earth and Blood, that was a lot emotionally. Sarah with the last 200 pages is no joke. I know you guys know this already if you know Sarah J. Maas's writing style, but oh my gosh, that was a whirlwind. Light It Up, Danica. What's another one? My Friends Are With Me, I'm Not Afraid.
No allies, no route of retreat. You two are going to...
Excuse me. Good morning, guys. I actually got a good amount done on House of Sky and Breath yesterday. I'm pretty sure I'm on page like 250 or something. So today is January 27th. It's a Saturday. It's pretty rainy, which is perfect for a good long reading day. I think the only thing I'm doing today is my parents are going on a trip. We're going to lunch with them before they go on their trip and then taking them to the airport. But other than that, I'm literally staying in and reading all day. Okay, excuse me. Probably tomorrow too. Like, this is pretty much the only thing I'm doing all weekend. I said this the other day to somebody, but the first Crescent City book, so House of Earth and Blood, and honestly kind of House and Sky and Breath too, it kind of I kind of feel like I'm reading like a really adult Scooby-Doo episode. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way. It's very much like, and you would have too if it weren't for those meddling kids. They're doing all this research and detective work. The one thing that I'm feeling right now, I'm really getting attached. Like, obviously in the first book you get attached really fast to people and certain people die. In the second book, I'm like, no, I'm like 2 books deep obsessed with some of these people. And I'm so scared because I know from experience from the first book even and all the other series, I'm so nervous that the people that I love in this series are gonna die. If you see like the splotches in this room, this is the guest room. I'm kind of using it as like my room, for lack of better words, because my husband and I obviously like have our like main bedroom where we sleep and stuff, and then the room where my bookshelves are is my husband's office. So this room is like our guest room. Eventually I want to put up like floating shelves. We're painting it this color green because it's right now it's like ugly blue. I don't know, like maybe put like a Papa Sun chair in here and like some bookshelf, big lamp, like stuff like that. That's kind of the vibe that I want in this room. Just ignore like the random splotches of paint. Anyways, I gave the first book I think like 6 stars. Because I gave a lot of other things 5 stars this month and it just didn't feel right for them to be at the same level as Crescent City, because Crescent City, it was just so good. Bobo, I love you. Currently, my bookmark is a receipt. Guys, the lightning scene at the gym. He's growing on me. Okay, I don't know why I'm nervous right now. Okay, so the bookstore that I'm getting, last like 60 pages. I'm on my way to the indie bookstore that I put my pre-order in at, but it's about a 30-minute drive, so I'm listening to the last little bit of House of Sky and Breath. I'm so nervous. Okay, so I'm not gonna like finish the last page while I'm in the car on the way. I'm gonna save that to do on camera with you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and go pick it up because it closes at 6. Okay, I'm back downtown. I'm gonna go to the little bookstore I go to here. I'm still a little too scared to vlog in public, so I will BRB with House of Flame and Shadow. I can't believe I'm holding this right now. There's not much that comes anywhere close to like reading a series when the next book is coming out. That's like my favorite thing to do on planet Earth. I'm literally reading the series that I know people have been waiting years for, and I'm just like casually like on the last 40 pages. Like I'm listening to it when I'm driving and I'm like shaking in my boots. I'm so scared. I can't imagine like reading this and not being able to know what happens next. Getting to the end of this and like being as scared as I am right now, and then knowing that you have to wait like 2 years for the book to come out. And I literally just went into the bookstore, shout out Highland Books in Brevard, North Carolina. I literally just went in here and picked this up when I'm on like the last 40 pages of this dang book. About to go get food, but I'm still listening to it. My heart is literally pounding in my chest right now because I'm like wired.
He had sold his life away to the Viper Queen, but to live without his fins? And that gaze said. Therian ran. The mech suit behind him fired again. Pippa marched beside it now, smiling in triumph.
Final chapter time. It is not looking good for anybody in this book right now. I can't even breathe right now. Alright, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, okay. Oh my god. Okay. I was not expecting to react this way because I literally like, oh my god. I literally knew this was coming, but oh my god, okay. Oh god, okay. Hello? Hi. Let me call you right back because I'm literally at the end of this book and I am like sobbing my eyes out on camera at this moment. So I'll call you right back. Love you. I'm starting to be able to barely see it, but I'm gonna finish it. I only have 1 page left. Oh my god. On to the next.
Remained a slave owned by someone else. She just lived here.
Sorry, my bad.
I think I'm like 250 pages in right now and I am literally loving it so much. Obviously this is spoiler free. I keep saying this because I keep like trying to remind myself so that I don't say anything I shouldn't. Every so often I'll literally just be like I wanted to come on to the vlog right now because I wanted to say right now I'm on like House of Flame and Shadow TikTok. I feel like I see so many people not liking this book right now, and I think that the main disconnect that there's going to be between people who read House of Sky and Breath a long time ago and then have had 2 years to like think about what this book is going to be versus people like me and other people who have read Crescent City in preparation for this book. I think it's just gonna give a completely different reaction on both sides, because right now I'm seeing people who have been on like more of like the mass verse theory world. I did a little bit, but obviously like there's only so much that you can actually know without reading the Crescent City series. If you guys are part of that, you might be a little disappointed just because I feel like people on TikTok had through the roof expectation, and I don't like even saying that because this book has surpassed so far my expectations of like what I thought it was going to be. I don't know how to say this in another way other than this is a Crescent City book. I don't know any other spoiler-free way to say that. It's not any other series, it's not any other type of book. It is a Crescent City book, at least so far. I think that a lot of people were expecting it to be a lot more of like other series. I think I like this one so far better than House of Sky and Breath. Obviously I'm only 250 pages in, so I can't make like a full analysis yet. I think it's gonna have to do a lot for me to like it more than House of Earth and Blood because I really liked that one. I don't know how to talk about this without spoilers, so if you guys want to talk about this after I've posted this, definitely go follow me on my bookstagram and we can go more in depth about it, but like I don't want this to be a spoiler comment section. Okay guys, I'm on page 528. I feel like these last like couple hundred pages are gonna be crazy. Like I guess there's 300 pages left. I have a feeling this is only the start. I'm like scared. And I'm like breathing so heavy right now. Thanks, Bobo. I feel like this is taking me so much longer than expected to finish House of Flame and Shadow. It's currently February 5th, so I'm almost at 3 weeks of doing this vlog, which is crazy. But I am at the 75 pages left mark. I'm freaking out because it's getting intense. Well, it's been intense for the last 100 pages. Going on a walk. I think I'm gonna go on my, I used to go outside and walk, and I think I'm gonna do that today because it's really, really nice out. I'm gonna listen to the book, but I'm gonna save the last 10 pages like I normally do on this vlog to read and give my reaction to. I'm so nervous to finish this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself once this is done. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I need a palate cleanser. This is so much. Dropped my banana. Is this still good? Okay, time to finish. I am on page 797. They're in a very perilous situation right now and I'm really scared. In true Sarah J. Maas fashion. Oh my god. I don't believe that though. I don't believe you, Sarah. I knew it. Really, what do I read after this? What do I possibly read after this? I finished Crescent City. I hope everybody enjoyed all of my reactions to everything. I wanted to go through and talk about each of the books very briefly just to kind of give my star rating and my final thoughts on House of Flame and Shadow. I had to kind of sleep on it because I was a bit overwhelmed last night after finishing it, and I was I didn't even know what I was gonna rate it. I gave it a rating initially, and I think I'm gonna have to change it. So I want to go through. After doing my TikTok research, I realized that most people actually like House of Sky and Breath more. Couldn't be more opposite. I loved this book. This was a 6-star read for me. I think what I liked the most about this story and what really made me think that I was gonna like this series, maybe not more than Throne of Glass, but at the same level as Throne of Glass, is that it felt so unique. The partying and the urban setting and everything like that, it felt so unique specifically in this book, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved Bryce in this book. I gave this a 5 stars. Now moving on to House of Sky and Breath. I gave this one a 4.5. The reason I didn't give it a 5 is because I liked the characters better in this book. I felt like this started leaning more towards trying to be Throne of Glass. I still really enjoyed it. I think that I also was getting a little bit bored with the POVs. I do love a good multiple POV. The POVs just weren't that interesting a lot of the time. I was thinking originally that these POVs were going to be really, really important in the end, and they didn't turn out to be as important as I thought they were going to be. I loved this book, specifically at the end. The ending of this book is crazy. It goes wild. I love a lot of things about this book. I think it just wasn't a 5-star for me because I didn't leave it and I wasn't oh my gosh, this changed me as a person, or this is perfection, I wouldn't change anything. I would change things about this, but I overall enjoyed it a lot. I'm sitting down for this one. Okay, so for House of Flame and Shadow, I think that for this one, my biggest issue is that this, even more so than House of Sky and Breath, really, really felt like it was trying to be Throne of Glass. And that's the frustrating thing about this series is I really didn't want it to be Throne of Glass. I have a Throne of Glass. I love Throne of Glass. But I wanted this to be Crescent City because Crescent City to me was started off as such a unique, special premise. Without spoiling anything, I did like the crossover in this. If you know, you'll know what I'm talking about. I felt that it was done really well. The first part of this book was so good. I was on my toes. I was so intrigued. The second part was literally so boring and I had to force myself to get through it, but I didn't mind it is the thing. I was okay, all these POVs, they are gonna mean something, so I don't mind reading all these POVs, and it was enjoyable. It wasn't painstakingly boring. It was just kind of not as exciting as I would expect a final Sarah J. Maas book to be in a series. Hunt and Bryce's relationship in this book was so weird, and then I think that the worst part that makes me want to cry, it makes me want to actually sob, because at the beginning of this vlog you saw that I was Bryce might be close to Aelin for me. She's probably not gonna be Aelin, but she's close. In this book, I was so annoyed by Bryce. In the first book, I saw her doing all this stuff and I was yeah, Bryce. I was so all pro Bryce. In this one, I was she was annoying me a lot of the time. Loved, oh my god, Rune, loved him in this. Lydia, loved her. Like, she carried this book, which I feel like a lot of people are saying. So I feel like this is not unique. I give this one a 4, maybe a 4.25, because I feel bad giving it a 4. It's like so many parts of this were so good, so it's like I don't want to give it a 4, even though 4 is still a good rating. It's just not like what I usually give Sarah J Maas books. I just felt like a lot of it was so rushed, and even at the end, like House of Earth and Blood was so emotional, and I was like sobbing my eyes out, as you guys saw in so much of House of Earth and Blood. And House of Sky and Breath was like still pretty emotional, especially at the end. This one, it like was emotional, but wasn't at the same level as I wanted it to be. That's my reviews. I don't know what to do with myself now. Leave down below any palette cleansers that you guys have. I literally don't know what to read at this point. I was gonna read Powerless after this, but now I'm like, I think I might need a little break. If you guys are still here after all this, it's probably gonna be such a long vlog. Follow my booktok, follow my bookstagram. I'll leave them both right here. Subscribe, because I'm gonna be posting a lot on here. I have so many ideas for this channel. The next step that I want to do is probably a ranking Sarah J Maas books, because now I've read almost all of them except for Assassin's Blade. Hope you guys like this. Give it a thumbs up. What do I do with myself now?